unusual couple, you know.
Oh, I don't think that was ever in question.
Heavenly shades of night are falling. It's twilight time.
Wanda and Vision, aren't we a five pair?
Our story.
I think what my wife means to say is that we moved from...
Moved from where? Married when? Damn it, why?
Oh, Arthur, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Wanda, can you read me? Can you read me? Wanda, can you read me? Who's doing this to you?
Are you here to help us?
Deep in the dark, darkest filled with
Is this really happening?
like days of old.
We just don't know what to expect.
What's up, people? Welcome back. Another episode of WandaVision Roundtable. We got the usual suspects in the house, and we got two new faces in the house today. So we're going to go around the panel so you guys can talk about your channels. We're going to start it off with my homeboy over here, Mr. Danny Graham. Tell the people about your channel, sir.
How you doing? Glad to be back on another exciting episode of WandaVision Roundtable. Yesterday was Saturday. We did our Square One, which is an awesome show. Next Saturday, we're going to do another version. So, again, if you have any questions, those of you in the chat, if you send it to my Twitter, which is Comment Chats 2, whatever question that you send there, if it goes on the show, we will send you a private link and you can join us on the show and discuss your question. But tomorrow is Monday night, which we're doing our chaotic conversation. I haven't come up with a topic yet, but between now and probably noon tomorrow, I will come up with one and we will discuss it.
Do we have a topic?
Please join us at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the chaotic conversation.
Do we have a topic, Danny? Yeah, Super Bowl performances.
No. Yeah, that is right. Okay. Yeah, the top 5 Super Bowl
halftime performances.
Vibes. Yeah. Usually we do like a comic book thing. Yeah. Top 5 halftime Super Bowl performances. That's going to be our topic. So tune in 9 Eastern time and see which 5 make it on this.
We're chipping out a bit, Danny. But we'll go to comics. Go ahead. Tell the people about your channel, sir.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? I'm the Comics Division, and you can follow me on both the Twitters and mines at Comics Division, as well, along with my own channel, which is Comics Division. And I'll be coming up with another video very soon, finally. I know people have, I wouldn't say they've been waiting, but, eventually it's going to come out.
Excellent. Daishka, you are up next, my friend.
Yes, sir. Basco scenarios where you can find my cool gaming. But you can also find me on the Chaos Central as well on Bigger Fort Entertainment, as well as on Comment Chat's channel. Starting today on WandaVision Roundtable at 9 and Mondays 9 p.m. Chaotic Conversation, Tuesdays 9 p.m. on the Chaos List, Wednesday 7 p.m. Rule of 3, and back at 10 p.m. on the OOC. So that's where you can find me.
Excellent. LDG.
Really? What's going on, guys? LDG, I'm taking my pills. Sorry. LDG Pixels here, guys. Here for your tech support needs. You can find me over at LDG Pixels on Twitter at LDG Pixels, on the website at ldgpixels.com, and over at Geeks Enjoy Nerdrotica, where I do the waiting room, the place to hang out, the stream between the streams. If you're not watching any of these lovely people, come hang out. A place for you to hang up your feet, find out who's streaming, who streamed, who's going to stream, and who uploaded. Plus, you get to hear the lovely words that come out of my mouth in a lovely panel. Thank you very much, and can't wait because I have a bomb to explode tonight. My autism is fully weaponized, double barrel, and ready to explode.
Yeah, and you are a lovely shade of magenta.
Thank you. It's my vision. I'm trying to match vision. And I wanted to thank you, by the way, Comic Division last week, introducing me to the weaponized autism tag. I love it. And welcome. I think I'll be using it, quite frankly. Fits. It so fits.
Lord, we're going to be here all night, guys. JJ, you are up next. What's up?
Really? You gonna make me follow that? That ain't right.
Yeah, man. Hey, at least you ain't last.
Thank God. No, seriously. Before I even get started, I want to thank the Alternator. He's in the chat, dropping our links. Man, I appreciate it.
Good job,
You're doing a bang up job, man. I appreciate that. All the support we can get, man. You know, and me, everybody, you know who I am. I'm your boy JJ. You find me a little bit everywhere and a lot of nowhere. You find me right here tonight. Earlier on, I was on Chris's stream, their weekly wrap up. Then we're going to be here for the next couple weeks after this for the roundtable. Tonight, after this, I got another stream over on Han Star's channel. He's doing like a I'm back stream, a little BS stream tonight. I'm going to be over there tonight. I think he said either 10 or 11 Eastern. And then you find me Monday nights on my channel for my weekly live stream. Randomness at its finest. Random panel, random topic. Come by, check it out. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell. And thank you, LDG. We're going to get that worked out, really. You know, come by, check that out. Like, share, subscribe. You know, all the good stuff that goes with it. Tuesday night, right here on Bigger Ford Entertainment with my boy, with my boy Onzo for the Chaos List with himself, Danny Graham, Chris Knight, myself, LDG Pixels, Geishkar, and when he decides he wants to show up, Eli Hoo. And then Thursday night back over on Chris Knight's channel sometimes for the weekly Rumble. Sometimes as a contestant or as a combatant, as I'd like to say. Or sometimes he lets me come in and mess things up a little bit as the wild card. And great to see everybody. I'm interested in the show tonight. Let's do this.
Excellent. I'm glad you're here. But JJ and LDG, you guys will refer to me as the grand champion, okay?
I ain't doing no such shit. Phantoms on me all you want.
All right.
Hey, read my beat. Hey, bro, read my beat. Not gonna do it.
Yes, you will.
Not gonna do it.
Positive. You're up.
All right. Positive Candor. Can catch me on Positive Candor and at Positive Candor.
Excellent. And the two new ones in the panel today. Deej, what's up?
What's up? Thanks. I'm Deej. I'm just do little random streams, you know, some gaming, some chat box risk. We have panels over where we talk about anything and everything. We're working on some new stuff. And the big Doctor Who debate, the third and final one's coming next week. I got to put up with those Jodie likers again.
Time to put your poster back up.
Shoot me now.
And last but not least, Josh, movie aficionados. What's up, brother? Tell the people about the channel, sir.
First off, I want to say thank you to the grand champion Onzo for having me on the show, man. Much appreciated. And I'm going to make it really quick. I love it. I'm going to make it really quick. Movie aficionados on Facebook and on YouTube. I have some strip club stories there. I have a nuclear bomb to drop tonight, and I hope LDG, if it's the same one, that would be great because then we can cut the time in half. We'll see. All right.
Yeah, you guys keep it to a minimum because, like I said, I don't want to be on this all night. And LDG, I'm talking to you. So with that being said, let me see what's in the chat. Austin Native's in the chat. Me1 is in the chat. Look new. I don't know you. Bee's Nest is in the chat. Dandelion is in the chat. All you guys that came to check it out. Garrett27, appreciate it. I know F is in here. Chassis, he's in the chat. Chases in the back. And I appreciate all you guys for coming to check it out. So we're going to get into our first impressions. Our first impressions of this episode. Danny, what were your first impressions? Hello, King
good.
David.
Not
Hello,
as good as the
Andrea.
last two other ones.
Sorry, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
No problem. The episode was good. To me, not as good as the other two. Had some things that piqued my interest kind of at the end and what she did at the end of it. Overall, it was okay. It didn't knock my socks off at the last two. Still got my interest. I'm still ready to see next week's episode, so it hasn't lost that about it. But this was okay. Not the best episode. Definitely not the worst.
Okay. Comics.
I felt it was a bit of a mediocre episode. I mean, there's definitely stuff I liked about it, but for the most part, not really a whole lot happened in it.
Mm-hmm. That is correct. Daishka.
I liked it. I liked it just as much as the other ones. So I don't know. I'm the odd one out.
No.
I just liked all the mystery about it. So yeah, we'll get into that later.
We will. LDG.
I freaking loved it. It was an awesome episode. It had a lot of things that snuck right by you, and if you weren't paying attention, what the hell? It gave a lot of clues, and more importantly, it held my theory true so far and expanded upon it, which you'll find out later today. Great episode, great acting, some good special effects in there, and overall very entertaining.
All righty, JJ.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I thoroughly enjoyed the episode. No, like I've said before, I don't know where all this stuff is coming from. If you guys see Easter eggs, I'm not seeing them. But for the show in general, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, we don't have Alonzo, so I guess moving on to Positive Candor.
Oh, my bad. Positive Candor. You're up.
Yeah, boy. Stay on it.
All right. Well, I'll tell you where the Easter eggs at, I guess, when we get to that point. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool Halloween episode. There was a ton of Easter eggs in this, if you ask me. But I guess we'll get into that later.
Yes, we will. Deej.
First part of the show was so-so. A little slow, but the second half definitely kicked it up a notch. That's why I enjoyed it.
Excellent. And last week, Deej was in the chat, and he was just trying to go against LDG. I said, you know what? I think I'll have him on the show because I know these two are going to go at it for a minute. Josh?
This episode was really, really good. A lot of good Easter eggs and also a lot of good red herrings, metaphorically and literally. Okay, he knows. He picked that up. And there was an actual herring there. No, great. Very good stuff. A lot of hidden stuff, hidden gems. And I'm amped. I'm amped up.
Well, I'm interested to hear what you have to say because we've been hearing LDG talk about it for
he like he about to
busting that, right?
Have sex or something.
Yeah.
It is. It's like a release. I need to get it off my chest, man. This is like OOC level, dude. No, so I don't know if you want me. You want to start?
If you are comparing,
oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Tell your theory about. If you are comparing your theory about WandaVision to having your way with a woman, then you need some other help.
I might, man. It's been keeping me up. Like I woke up in the middle of my sleep thinking about this shit, man.
Oh yeah,
thank you. I'm not the only one.
All I can say is if you crank up LDG's conspiracy stuff, I'm sick of Momo after you.
Yes.
I don't even.
So, I thought this was a good episode. Was it as good as the other two? Not so much, but I did like it. I really did enjoy it. And we'll get into the stuff that we did like about the episode. So we'll start off with you, Danny.
I like the second part when she started expanding her world or whatever you call that, because Vision was in trouble and her son could hear it. She told him to concentrate, and once she locked on it, she started doing all that. I was like, man, that's right. She's really showing her power. Me and Alonzo talked briefly about this before the show, but there's this YouTuber called Emergency Awesome, and he says, and I agree with what he's saying, we all trying to get this conspiracy theory about Mephisto, but I think it's basically that when she came up with the new Pietro, the one that we used to see in the other X-Men, it was just like someone being a protagonist in a regular sitcom, someone that's going to be there to kind of disrupt. If you're going to watch Bewitched, it was Samantha's daddy and his uncle and her uncle Otter and Gladys. They would always come and kind of mess with there and Dora more, just to kind of get the plot going and cause disruption. That's all that he's doing. It's not Mephisto. It's just something that her subconscious is kicking out because she's thinking about her brother. And basically, the recasting and all that stuff is just her mind manifesting subconsciously that thing. And it's really not Mephisto like we think it is. It's kind of like a misdirection. And that's what Kevin Feige is intending to do. So if that is true, which I believe it is, because this guy seems to know his stuff, because I follow him closely, then that is brilliant. It is a stroke of genius, and I like that. So those are the things I mainly liked about the episodes.
All right. And comments, what did you like?
Let's see. I definitely liked the actor who plays Pietro. Man, I agree with what Danny said. I think the whole thing with him being Mephisto is a red herring. It's pretty much laid out because of some of the things that he was saying. That the whole thing is that he remembers being essentially shot and killed, and now he's been kind of resurrected. Yeah. I thought that stuff was good. Their interaction was really good. The stuff I really enjoyed was later in the episode where you have Vision going out and trying to leave the bubble, and he runs into Agnes. And I loved that whole interaction they had. And then following up where he goes and gets out of the bubble and is basically being pulled back in piece by piece. Yeah. And then, as Danny pointed out too, the expansion of the bubble. I thought all that was really good. The stuff at the very beginning, I didn't care for. A lot of the stuff that took place outside the bubble, I didn't care for. I felt it was just kind of unneeded drama between certain characters. And that was it. But I did like the Halloween stuff. I did like the whole thing where you have like the sitcom antagonist. I did pick up on the fact that this one was based on Malcolm in the Middle, and which I was not a show I watched, but I kind of figured out the way the kids were talking to the camera, so they were breaking the third wall. Yes. But yeah, so where the previous ones kind of resonated with me with the sitcoms I used to watch, this one did not.
All right.
I was going to ask what it was. I did not recognize the show. So,
Malcolm in the Middle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, man, I liked a lot of things that actually happened in that episode. Overall, I like the episode because it's referring so much to the House of M and the comic books, what's going on, right? You could even the song itself, right? I even, the whole cryptic song, WandaVision, don't try to fight chaos, don't question what you've done.
Yeah.
The game can try to play us, don't let it drop the fun. Some days it's all confusion, easy come, easy go. But if it's all an illusion, sit back, enjoy the show. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going through each distorted day. Let's keep it going through. There might be no way of knowing who's coming to play. So this whole thing fits with the whole Halloween thing, right? And I agree. I don't think that Quicksilver, I love this acting. It was by far it's amazing how he was playing the evil, right? The way he scared Wanda. I like that whole thing, his whole mischievous, how he, unleashed what was it he said? Unleashed hell, demon spawns, when he said that to the kids out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I can see how it could be misleading, think it's Mephisto, but the way that he is implanting fear, right? And everything and the chaos and how he was scaring Wanda in the beginning and how he changed his features to being shot reminds me that maybe it's not Mephisto, maybe it's Nightmare, right? Who all play along, right? Mephisto, Nightmare, the Reaper, Agnes. So I like that whole scene. I like what happened in the bubble with the kids getting their power, right? As we know, Billy is Wiccan. The fact that he senses his father crying out. I love that he knows something's wrong and they're separate, right? They're beings. You see, she didn't sense it. It was the kid that sensed it. So if Wanda's in so much control, she should have sensed something was wrong, right? But that whole interaction, that whole curiosity was just great. The interaction with Agnes and Vision. Is it really, Agnes the witch? Is it really her? Was she faking it? Was she, that whole thing? It's all the doubt that it's throwing us such curveballs that we're thinking it's one thing. But the whole thing with Agnes, I do think it's kind of her, because the whole theme on the Halloween, you had the witches with around the cauldron, the house with all the witches along like hanging them. You had as well, it was all about magic, right? This whole episode was all about magic. The whole the fact that we were introduced to mutants indirectly, right? When you saw the laptop with the blood work and all that, was a mutation.
Yes.
Right. So just the whole thing about this, the hint of, man, I could go on, man, because I really love this episode. The whole thing about you told LDG to be quick. I can't even be quick.
Go ahead, man. Take your time.
The whole Jimmy kicking ass when he started fighting. You know, that I actually screamed out and yelled, "Yes, Jimmy!" I was like, God damn it, because you always see him as a nerdy, you know, Ant-Man. You saw it as nerdy, really silly, but here he's like, he was dead on, right? The fact that, you know, Monica, when she hits, I'm going to see my guy on the other side of the hill. You know, I really think it's Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four. I think it's her astronaut guy. The fact that the interaction with her, with Wanda and Vision, the fact that Vision stands up, right? The fact that she didn't know that the change of plans, right? He's becoming an individual. She has no control of what she's saying. There's no rewind, right? So you could see that she's starting to lose control, right? And the only way that she was able to fix it was expanding the whole universe. So yeah, there's so much I liked about it. The Easter eggs, the tombstone, you know, he's not with her on the left. You know, there's all these little things that if you're very careful, I think it was awesome. I liked it just as much or even more than the other episodes because of all that.
Excellent.
LDG, because I'm excited.
No, go ahead. It's all right, bro. LDG, you are up. What is up? What do you think?
Guys, this episode, and I swear I'm so loving this series.
Here we go.
Every episode is not only creating more questions, answering some questions, but it's just expanding on something that's going to blow up in our face. But I thought every part of this episode was useful. Even the bickering that you saw outside, because what did that prove? That basically made Sword the threat. And what happened to the threat at the end of this episode? It got neutralized in a way that even the person who neutralized them got turned into what they thought they were, clowns. A very revealing with Agatha, or Angus, whatever we'll call her. Angus. What she did at the end, Agnes. I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. Autism taking a left turn there. Angus steak. I got food on the brain. How she interacted, how she was able to point Vision in the right direction to come outside the wall exactly where she was supposed to come out in order to maximize that whole effect of the bubble. The fact that Wanda finally has control of the bubble now, because remember, it wasn't blue at first. Everything Wanda does is red. That wall was not red until she turned it red. That made it her bubble. And then what's the next thing that happens after she turns it red? She expands it. She finally shows she actually started controlling it. Matter of fact, she didn't even mention how far how far the road was until she found out how far the road was by going out there the episode prior. A lot of red herrings if you weren't paying attention, as far as the double scenes where you saw the half the town, a portion of the town that was near Vision frozen, and when Wanda froze time in order to expand the bubble. I love what's going on here. If you're not paying attention, or if you are paying attention, yes, I'm sorry, comic Danny, you have to do work. I'm finding it more. You thought you had to do work when you started watching the episodes. I'm finding you have to do more work the more you watch it. Okay, because I am sitting here just tearing apart these episodes, going at it so much that even I'm getting told, like, shut the hell up, LDG. I'm tired of it. My brain hurts. And I'm like, dude, I'm in this soup so deep, loving every second of it.
I'm just saying, I hope that your theories are wrong, because if they are right, we are not going to hear the end of it. Oh my God, we are not going to hear the end of it.
Lord, please, Lord, let them be wrong. Oh, Lord, let them be wrong.
I amen to that. JJ, you're up.
You know, he's at that point right now where I'm about to really stop going backstage until this show is over with.
For real. For real.
It's getting out there. You know, when I start thinking crazy shit, damn you, LDG. But anyway, yeah.
JJ, I'm sorry. One last thing I forgot to mention, because I'm shooting 1,000,000 miles per hour. And this will come out later, but I think I found the reason for the hex. And that one scene that I was, and I got to apologize to Anzo, so I'm gonna take this moment real quick. Anzo, remember when you told me about what's his name, the director, and he had the photos in a hex.
Hayward, by the way.
Haywood, yeah. I thought that was nothing, but it actually gave a huge clue. I'll talk about it later, especially why there is a picture in the center. Go ahead. Sorry, JJ.
Right. Anything else?
Yeah.
Anything else?
I'm good. I'm good for now. I'll wait for round 2.
Okay. All right. What I liked about the episode.
Hey, what is that device they use on Men in Black?
The neuralizer.
I don't have it ready right now. I don't have it ready right now.
Yeah,
man.
The neuralizer. Go ahead, JJ.
You're so lucky.
I wish I had one of them right now, boy. I wish I had one of them right now for LDP.
Yeah, me too.
Blink his ass right out.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing I liked about the episode, I'm gonna be honest, guys, is Wanda. I loved her in the outfit. Like I said, she's a very beautiful woman, and she had that outfit on. I'm like, damn. I just rewound it a few times, watch her walking down the stairs, man. It's like, shit. Anyway,
really good. Yeah.
Would you expect anything less from me, Danny?
No.
Seriously.
No.
If I see a beautiful woman, I'm gonna call that shit out. All right. But no, actually, I thought she was sexy as hell in the first few episodes. You know, even though it was black and white, she looked hot. Anyway, I like the whole Halloween scene. The fact that Vision is finally catching on in some way, shape, or form was. I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't realize it was going to happen this quick. I know we only got a couple episodes left, but well, actually, not really. Let me take that back, because it's been a few episodes. Because slowly but surely he's been like, okay, what's this? What's going on? He's basically waking up, getting to be an individual. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if anybody could tell the difference or not, but when he changed into his actual form, does anybody know if that's his original costume or is this a brand new one that they gave him? Because I thought it was cool looking.
It's the same.
Yeah, it looked the same to me.
It's the same.
Okay. All right.
He looked tremendously bigger to me. I was like, damn, what if he buffed up a lot?
JJ, to add to your episodes, the next 3 episodes are going to be each an hour long.
Yeah.
Right. I knew that. I'd already heard that. And the first thing out of my mouth was, it's about fucking time. They need to do them every episode an hour. Because that's my biggest problem with the show. It's not long enough. But yeah, I love the Halloween scenes. I love that finally that the kids are getting their powers. The fact that Pietro is like the disruptive uncle, I'm finding that hilarious as shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't catch this shit. You know, y'all talking about this representing that. Guys, I look at it as entertainment. And so far, after we got through the first 3 episodes, I'm thoroughly entertained. So I can't wait to see what's coming up next.
Excellent. And Positive Counter, what did you like about this episode?
Yeah, I like, specifically that it was a Halloween episode. So I like how they incorporated, the original styles of Scarlet Witch's original costume and Vision's original costume. Plus, Billy and Tommy, who are Wiccan and Speed, obviously. They gave Speed, Tommy, the same costume as Quicksilver, but that's because they both go fast, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Quicksilver's original costume, too. Even with the goofy hair and a kind of with the horns kind of deal, in a way. That was part of his original look too. So, I know. Yeah, he said unleash hell, demons spawn, and that look makes him look like the devil, and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that is in a way misdirection on their part to make them question it, but then maybe not. It could be Mephisto. I'm not going to And I like during the trick or treating when they were in the neighborhood, you had Grim Reaper in the background in one of the scenes. So that was a cool little Easter egg and stuff like that. And I like they did the director himself, Tyler Hayward. Yeah, he mentions nightmare in this episode. So, saying this is a nightmare, I think, or something like that, but that is a direct link to nightmare, and I think nightmare is definitely involved in this. And everybody's saying, what's the Luke Skywalker cameo? Yeah, it's going to be Mark Hamill as Nightmare, basically. But anyway.
All right, DJ, you are up.
It has begun.
Okay. What's begun? I'm just going to say what I liked about it. I like the throwback outfits. I like the fact that they made it look like you came from a poor side of town where your mother said, no, we can't afford to go out and buy you a costume. We're going to make you a homemade costume. That's what those look like to me. A homemade costume that your mother would make you. And it would fit perfectly with
I agree 1,000%, man.
And it just kind of reinforces how Wanda and her brother grew up poor. So I love the fact. Now, I kind of got to go against comics on one thing. I don't think the bubble was trying to pull Vision back in. It was just pulling the magic out of him that was keeping him alive.
That makes sense.
Agreed, because he dropped after.
But I think
right?
I think this little reference to whoever's going to make this vehicle that's come in is not going to be Reed Richards. I think it's going to be Victor Von Doom.
Really?
I don't think
that would be kind of cool.
They're not going to show the actual person, but they're finally going to name drop them just to give you that little hint that the Fantastic Four is coming. So they'll name drop Doom first.
Okay. Sounds interesting. Good theory. Movie. Josh, you were
Yo, is this the bomb dropping section? Can I go off? Can I
go ahead? Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to do it really fast. Every single one of the commercials is an Infinity Stone, and it represents an Infinity Stone. First commercial was the Mind Stone. Yeah, Vision's face, just like she said. Did you burn your husband's toast? She absolutely did. She destroyed the Mind Stone. And here's a new toaster. And this toaster has some shine. It's also made by Stark Industries. Next commercial, second commercial, the watch, the Strucker watch. He will make time for you. It's the Time Stone. Third commercial.
Oh.
Have you heard all this stuff?
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go.
All right, third commercial is the Space Stone. Try to get away to a new place. What does it look like? It's a square box. It's a square blue cube, the Hydra Soak, right? Fourth commercial, Lagos, the Lagos brand paper towels, right? How do you clean up a mess? You clean it up by changing reality. What happens in the commercial? She spills a red liquid, right? Like the Aether, okay? And then this commercial, this is the one, this is the money shot, this last one on this episode, the Soul Stone. Did you guys pick that up? The Soul Stone, the Yo Magic commercial?
No.
Okay. So this kid, I'll paint the picture. The kid's on an island, right? He's surrounded by water, similar to On Vormir, right? The shark comes out, gives him the Yo Magic, and says, "Hey, here, use this. It will help revive you. Give you strength." So then the kid can't use the Yo Magic, right?
Mm-hmm. You can't eat it.
I know. I
dies.
still hold on. He can't use the Yo Magic. We see the sun and the moon. We see days pass, eons pass.
And he withers and dies.
To the kid, he dies, and he turns into a skeleton.
Yep.
Like the kid is the Red Skull, and he can't use Yo Magic because what's the tagline? The snack for survivors. Who are the survivors? Thanos and Hawkeye, right? They are survived by the ones that they sacrificed. Okay, that's it. I'm done.
Well, actually, hang on.
Matt, that's funny because that I'm thinking of Mortal Kombat when Shang Tsung did his fatality. And it looked very similar when he was sucking his soul out. It looked exactly like that.
Hey, Joshua.
Holy crap.
Hey,
Josh,
I have it written right here, too.
Oh,
bud.
you did? Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know about the last one, but I was putting those together
Well,
too, man.
I've got a question at least about the first one.
Okay.
The toaster. Okay, eventually the light starts blinking red, but it's made by Stark Industries. It could also represent Ultron.
Did Ultron have a red thing in his head?
Yeah, but still, think about it.
No, but the mind gem is yellow though.
It
I
is
understand
yellow,
that.
but Wanda did turn it red.
I didn't put the stones to the commercials because, like I said, I don't catch this shit. I don't know about none of this.
Wait a minute. When Ultron was fighting with Jarvis in the computer world, Ultron was red, Jarvis was yellow.
And Ultron was also made by Stark Industries, and he was a pretty shade of chrome.
I think you guys might be reading a little bit too much into it. I agree with the stones. And if I'm correct, right, we have one more episode, and then the last 2 episodes is like something special, right?
So here's another thing about the commercials. Did you guys notice it's the same actress and actor in there in every single one?
No, I didn't pick up on that.
I think that's Wanda's parents. And I think that those traumatic that's when she's creating each stone with the help of whoever, Mephisto or whoever it is. And I think the second episode was the time stone also because what did she do when she saw the beekeeper? She rewound time. I think that's how she gained it because she has the time stone. But I don't think any of the stones look like how they should look. And this is the other part. This is the big part is that because at the end of the episode, you see all the things change. You see the bouncy castle come. You see them turn into clowns. I don't think we can see the stones because they're being masked by the reality of her world.
Yeah. It's a possibility. I'm going to make a small thing, and I think next episode we might see just one more commercial. And if we do, that's going to prove my theory that I'm going to drop on you guys here shortly. I think.
But you don't think it's the Power
this is
Stone?
scary.
It might not be the Power Stone. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I remember going in the barbershop every week, like years ago, telling my barber, "Hey, yo, check this out. It's going to trip you out. T, Tesseract, A, Aether, N, Necklace, O, Orb, and S, Scepter spells out Thanos. What's the H?" And I would say, like, it's Heimdall. And no, it wasn't. It was just Kevin
Movie.
Feige.
You just dropped a bomb on me, man. Because even now, this whole time, I'm rewatching the
You didn't know
episodes.
that?
Like, as you're typing, because I'm thinking about it. The first episode you said was the mind gem, right? The mind. That's one. And what was the main thing in that episode? Effing with someone's mind. That whole choking scene was the F was the F with someone's mind. The soul gem. You literally saw Vision's soul being sucked from him. Like there is like some major mind blowing stuff that you just opened the doors on. Oh man.
Well, and you also notice that the Mind Stone stayed intact while he was breaking apart. I think that's the real Mind Stone.
You said the third one was what again?
The third one, I think, is a Space Stone. It comes in a blue box. It's a blue cube. They talk about getting away, going to a new place without actually leaving. And also, during that episode, that's when the rain comes down from the ceiling. It's like it came from somewhere else. Like maybe she had control of the Space Stone. Maybe she got it from
Now you just gave LDG a whole new week of some shit to go search up for now. So it was JJ. We definitely gotta avoid the backstage
tonight. You gotta tonight. Okay.
Bosco, I'm sorry, Bosco, man. You had it written down too.
Nope. Okay. You did good. I was just out. For me, I was like, "Is it the stones?" Like I got some of them the same order.
It's got to be the stones. It makes sense because I could not make the link even with my autism, weaponized autism. I couldn't make the link for the commercials. I kept telling you guys, right? I kept saying, I think the commercials are just
that makes sense.
What's the purpose? And that's the missing link right there.
I have an idea for the next commercial too, and it's going to be set in the 2010s. It will be a GameStop commercial for a video game system that will look like the Orb, and it will have a purple button inside, and it will be like power they won't say players, but they'll say power to the gamers or something like that, early reference to power. Or it will be nothing, and Kevin Feige's just messing with us. That's the most
We have 6 commercials already.
Speaking of games,
no, there's 5, only 5.
There's only 5.
Yeah.
Well, no, there is another Infinity Stone that doesn't get talked about, though.
Wait for that.
Speaking of games, Alonzo, we gaming all this week, right?
Yeah, we can do some shit. I'm down.
I was just saying, we ain't going backstage. We got to do something.
Oh yeah, for sure. We can't go back.
Very funny.
That was crazy.
Very funny.
I'm fucking serious, bro.
I actually love this episode. I thought it was good. Like I said, it wasn't as good as the other ones, I don't think. But there were a lot of things that I liked. I liked the classic uniforms. You know, I liked the stuff with Vision. And that Agnes thing, because of thinking LDG and his trigonomics, now I'm questioning that scene a lot, right? But I'm still sticking to my guns. And LDG thinks that Agnes is controlling everything, and I think she's a part of it, but she's a witch, so she has some power where she can break in and out. She is trying to warn Vision of Wanda doing something there, but I do think that's one of the things that
you caught her cackling too, like a witch when her mind was free.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Remember what her butt said too. Her butt told the whole story. You guys remember? Naughty. Yeah, you saw it. Naughty.
No, but to add to what you're saying, Anzo, also you notice that when Pietro came into the episodes, right, in appearance, she disappeared from it.
Yeah,
she's no longer in that circle causing the conflict.
Yeah, I never noticed that.
Doing that, right? So now it's like 2 different characters that I think are involved in manipulating the situation. Okay, go ahead.
I do think that there's a few people involved. It's not just Wanda, it's Agnes, and then there's something else that we don't know about that we're going to find out in the next couple episodes. Yeah, go ahead, Deej.
I figured out who the other party is.
Who's the other party?
Yeah, I'm throwing the whole mailman thing out.
Finally. Thank you.
It's the director.
Yeah.
I was thinking that
I think it might be the director. I would agree with that.
Director Hayward. Yep.
I still think Mephisto's in it, and I think it's Mephisto. We're seeing the classic good and evil. We're seeing somebody in a rock and a hard place with 2 players manipulating everything. One good, one evil. And I think it might be Mephisto and Agatha. And once they're both know something's going to happen, and they're both trying to play the game so it works a certain way. I'm a feeling it's going to be that kind of plot setup.
And Hayward, remember Hayward's name. Hayward means a guardian of an enclosed area, and also there is the letters of Hydra in his name too. So maybe that could be part of it. And you keep seeing Hydra a lot.
And the fact that this guy's had a hex in his background for ever since I've known him is freaking me out.
Well, JJ's Mephisto also. That's another theory I have too, man.
So we'll get into what we did. Go ahead.
He always looks like he's pulling the strings too. If you ever watch him, he's always.
Yeah, he tried to pull he tried to pull the strings on the Rumble. It just didn't work out so well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I had my own hand in that. You just don't know it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I know you had a hand in it. That's for sure. But
well, seeing where you got the lead from, I was your Agatha.
Good conquers evil. You know what I mean? So that's why I won. So we'll get into what we didn't like in the episode. Start off with Danny. Is there anything you didn't like?
I think the themes are getting a bit redundant, kind of like how the Fat Thor joke went on too long. I think the themes are going on too long. They don't need. We already know what it is. We already know what Wanda is, so we don't have to go to have a different theme every show. I don't think we need to. So we can just go on with what's going on inside the bubble, and the fact that Vision is finally know what's going on. I just don't think the different themes are, and them going at 10-year increments is not needed now. First 2 or 3 episodes, even the 4th episode, I'd go with it. But now, I think the cat's kind of out the bag with that. I think it's kind of like the Fat Thor. It went on too long. It was funny when we first started the first 5 minutes, but then I got tired of seeing Fat Thor the whole movie. So, other than that, I'm tending to think that Doom is going to be involved in some kind of way, simply for the fact that he is a man of science and a man of magic. and he likes to be behind the scene until he think he can get the actual power that he wants. So I wouldn't be surprised if Doom got his hand in here, and it would be a perfect setup because Marvel usually have like a smaller level villain, which leads to a big villain. So I think ultimately it's going to be maybe Doom as a small villain, and then may go to progress to Thanos, not Thanos, but Galactus way on down the road. But I'm definitely interested to see who this person, because Paul Bettany did say he's working with somebody that he's never worked with before, and he's excited. So I'm trying to go through my mind and see who could that be. But just be kind of nitpicky, just the redundancy, the themes of the show. I think they can stop that now and just kind of get more into the meat and potatoes of the actual series, and you don't have to have these themes every week. Just my little pet peeve. That's what I didn't like about it.
No problem. Comments chat. You go. Comments division. I'm sorry.
It's all right, man. I would say the stuff happening outside the bubble, I'm liking less and less. I find the stuff inside the bubble more interesting that's been going on. That's really it. Specifically with this episode, I just didn't care for the stuff that was going on outside, except for the whole thing with Vision.
Gotcha. Gaishka.
I think the fact it didn't drop her name, Scarlet Witch. I think they had the right opportunity to do it. You know, when she was saying, "Oh, I'm a fortune teller." What's that place again?
Sokovia.
Sokovian fortune teller, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could have been I'm a Sokovian witch, and also known as Scarlet Witch, right? I was disappointed. I thought she was actually going to drop the name, and when she didn't do it,
somebody could have done it. She could have said, Sokovian fortune teller. Well, you look more like a Scarlet Witch. Would have been
exactly
like a good throwaway line.
Exactly. It was I don't know. Maybe they're waiting for it later on, but I would have thought it would have been
missed opportunity.
Yeah, it was a total missed opportunity.
Also, the commercial with the kid trying to open up the yogurt. He's there dying when he had a crab that he can probably eat and survive. But that was it for me.
It's a commercial.
I agree with what Deej said too. Those costumes look terrible to me. So it looked like something that was homemade. I know it pretty much looked like the actual things for its appearance, but especially the Visions. Made him like boxing trunks and shit and Converse sneakers. I'm like, what the fuck? So no.
You made the joke about Mexican wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Luchador.
Chile con carne.
What about you, LDJ?
What I didn't like about the show? Not much. I can't think of anything I actually didn't like. The only thing that I kind of had a loose end about is where they kind of went, and they're doing this, is where they walk the line so tight that a single situation could be taken one way or the other. And my thing was the Mind Stone didn't fall apart when Vision came out. Yes, I agree. He wasn't being sucked in. It was like cheese turning into sweet. The pieces of him that was magically created was pulling him back, but he remained and fell to the ground. But what happened to the stone? The stone didn't break apart. Now, either that's a hint because the stone is actually the stone or a stone or something, or it didn't break apart yet, because it was like that timing when the bubble took him back over. He looked like it was just in time to save him when the bubble went over him, when the hex went over him. It looked like he was restored back to normal. Yeah, and maybe it just wasn't enough time. And then that, even though it wasn't the real stone, if it's not the real stone, it would have been the last thing to fall apart. But that didn't answer anything for me. Like I said, they kind of answered things, but left more questions at the same time. I love how they're doing it. Now, obviously, the end of it, the end all say all of what's going on, they have that under lock and key. And I doubt I've tore apart these episodes. They if they did hint to something, even I missed it. But I have a feeling that they're keeping that under lock and key for the last couple episodes, maybe the next episode. Danny, I'm sorry, but I think you have a minimum of one more episode to have to deal with the nostalgic part of it. I do like how, because remember, like the 90s was the last decade where the 30-minute episode right? Like 2000 is when you started seeing a lot of TV shows going to an hour long. And what do we have? We have a TV show going to an hour long now. So if that's not a rumor and that's been confirmed and that's what they did, I love that. I think the last 3 episodes do deserve an hour. And to say that there's going to be more CGI in here than Endgame, that alone points to a huge plot line, which falls directly under what I'm going to blow up here shortly. And just to let you know, Danny, when we do reveal our theories, okay, and you listen to mine, do me a favor. Okay, look directly at the screen because this is going to help you understand a little bit better.
Thank you, Agent K. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, look right here.
Okay, there you go. That should help you right there.
JJ, what didn't you like?
Well, first and foremost, you know, I started with this, and this is what I disliked the most about the show. There wasn't enough Wanda in it. You know, they could have focused on that outfit for a little while longer. I would have been happy with it.
Oh my Lord,
Danny, give me a break, bro. Come on. No, but seriously,
you were in serious dirty old man mode tonight, buddy.
Well, that's thanks to LDG after last night.
But hold on, Danny, are you jealous that someone took your spot?
Yep.
Huh? You're jealous? Because you're the dirty old man on our stream, bro.
That's exclusively my spot.
All right, cool. At least I accomplished something tonight. No, and I didn't like how they did Darcy, man. Just left her ass handcuffed to the truck. That was wrong.
Yeah.
It means nobody was important. Let me see what else. Very little, actually, because at this point I'm enjoying the show. I know I've heard some of you guys talking about, you didn't care for the outside scenes as much, but to me they're just as much a part of the story at this point. But I do have a question. Y'all keep talking about stones. Okay, this is after Endgame. Didn't Tony snap them out of existence?
They were returned. Yeah, they returned.
But that was from a different timeline, though. The ones from this one were destroyed by Thanos. Still,
right?
The other ones captured,
atomized.
That's right.
Atomized, not destroyed.
That's another theory I have too. But I'll wait.
Well, no. I'm just saying this is still going along with the Endgame storyline. You know, this is like 3 weeks after it. So how do the stones still exist?
Well,
one
might be
snap
3 weeks
will destroy him. One snap
Guys,
will destroy him. Like 2 snaps would.
Okay.
Well, that's what you can't destroy them. They're the Infinity Stones. They were atomized. That was specifically said by Thanos that he reduced them to atoms, multiple atoms. And if you look at Anzo's beautiful intro that some lovely person made, you see the scene that looks like atoms coming together to create a stone. They're still out there, still, and especially for a cosmic being to be able to do it, let alone if you got Atom Man or something like that. It's way in the realm of possibilities that the stones still are going to come back.
Where Vision is involved, he has a stone in his head, but he leaves the hex and he goes down. So that means the stone's not present.
But it was though. It stayed intact though. The stone.
Okay.
The stone was still in his head.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, they played it real tight to the timeline where was the stone about to be destroyed? Because it would be you'd figure it would be the last thing to disassemble, right? And then the bubble came over him, which restored everything. Like he was instantly restored as soon as the thing came.
If the stone was in his head, he would have survived leaving the hex.
No.
He's only alive because he's in the hex.
Yes,
right.
I realize that, but if you're talking about the stones are playing a part in this, okay, when he leaves the hex, if he had the stone in his head, when Thanos took the stone from him, that's what killed him. So if he had the stone, he would still be alive.
If he's right, and the stones are in fact the hex, that means every power of the stone is happening inside the hex. when he left the Hex, all he had was the Mind Stone. He didn't have the Reality Stone and everything else keeping his body together. He lost all that and reverted back to his, corpse, where he was decaying and half pulled apart and whatnot.
No, wait a minute. He's got the yellow one, right? That's the Soul Stone.
The Mind Stone.
Mind Stone. Yeah.
Well, it's a different stone in the real story, but yeah, he has the Mind Stone.
Okay. But
Because technically, he's not even supposed to have a stone. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but as far as disliking anything in the episode, I don't know. I can't really find anything. Couldn't really find anything.
First we have Hayward, now we got Mephisto. Who else?
We'll go with Positive Candor next. What didn't you like? And then when he's done, DJ, you go next. All right, I'll be right back.
All right. There wasn't too much that I didn't like. I think, like I said, that they're doing stuff, dropping names and showing things on purpose in this story. They have throughout. The main thing, I guess, if you want to say it's a gripe, is this is still the slow burn in effect, and episode 8 is supposed to be the one that reveals pretty much everything that's been going on from the director's point of view, as you're saying. So that'll be the episode that basically explains everything, and then 9 will be obviously present day to wrap up everything. This should be the last episode, the Modern Family episode, basically, should wrap up the whole sitcom thing, basically. Maybe they'll do a little bit in the last episode, but I kind of doubt it.
Cool. Next up, Deej.
For me, there wasn't too much that I disliked about this episode, except for the little things that set up that guy's OCD, like the little flashing street lights that he argued for an hour with me over that were directing him to where to go. No, he was set on going out to the outside, so he was just walking and the lights were flashing there, Pickles. It wasn't directions.
Yes, it was.
No, because we saw the lights flashing behind him as he still kept going outwards.
And they weren't flashing on the end of the road where he saw Agatha.
I'll let you guys.
They were
get
only
into that.
flashing there.
I'll let you guys get into that, but we'll go with what we don't like first, and then we'll get into that stuff. I'm gonna let you guys go last. Trust me.
I'm assuming I'm in that discussion too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Go ahead, Deej. Finish up.
No, that was about the only thing that I didn't like about the episode. The rest of it was just slow paced at the beginning, and it finally got better at the end when they started actually going back and forth. And that was it.
For the record, the only thing he didn't like about it is the stuff that I brought up after watching it. Okay, just want to make sure.
All right, movie. What you didn't like?
I liked pretty much everything. I liked pretty much everything except for the fact, and maybe LDG has a theory about it, of the kids getting their powers super fast and learning to use them super fast, literally and metaphorically. Other than that, though, I think everything's fine. But it seems like they're pacing, obviously, like they're speeding ahead with the age, and also now they're speeding ahead with their powers. God knows, next episode they might be, full mutants and doing crazy stuff.
I feel you. Chris, since you came in, we did our first impressions on what we did and didn't like. So if you can
first
do it
impressions,
yeah.
My first impressions, I like where it's going. I like a lot of the things they're throwing in there, a lot of the quick little Easter eggs and stuff. What I liked, I actually liked the fact the kids are jumping, because that's kind of how it was in the comic books. They were, it made you it was very obvious that they weren't just normal children. And so this is really following that really well. Their abilities to pick up the mutant powers, or whatever you want to say, their powers right now, that's pretty much on par as far as the pacing on a TV show would be for the comics. I'm okay with that. But what I really like is that Vision is starting to, one, he's doing things that Vision doesn't do, which makes it very obvious that it is just a shell that is being controlled by something that understands what Vision is like, but does things that Vision doesn't do. Vision wouldn't lie. He wouldn't tell her that he's going to do neighborhood watch when he wasn't. So that was really a good touch. I like how he gets out of town. I'll get to that about my predictions. And I like the fact that Darcy and all of them are doing their little thing off to the side now. They're all kind of trying to figure out what Hayward's up to. And what didn't I like? I don't know if there's anything I really didn't like necessarily. Nothing that's worth bringing up. So I would just say overall, I liked the whole episode. And yeah, so okay. Catch you up. Just go through it real quick.
One thing I didn't like, if I can say real quick there, Chief. Almighty Champion.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Do you realize I'm the only one that doesn't have to address him like that because it's my show? So
we'll talk after the show because you're probably gonna have to address me as that too.
Sure.
The one thing I didn't like, and this is more of a production, and if anybody's seen my videos, especially the ones where I lined up a lot of the editing work that they did make a few mistakes, and mistakes that only somebody who has weaponized autism would actually notice or understood what the Matrix actually was.
I still think you're overthinking it. I still think you're seeing stuff that's purposely like that for people to mistake.
When you make that much money, these mistakes shouldn't be made. Simple as that.
That is your opinion.
It's my opinion until we see the last episode and we find out that I was right. Anywho,
What if you're not right?
All right. Was the part where they were showing the people when they were showing the people getting transformed into the clown circus and everything?
Yeah.
They did a very fine job showing how the camera went through the force field. Because right now, when someone goes through the field, they go invisible. What's on the outside, you don't see what's on the inside from the outside, right? Unless you're in the inside. And they were showing, like, as the camera was going in, you saw the helicopter turn into a blimp and people turning into clowns. But when it came to that girl, what the one with the glasses? Darcy. When they showed her, she just disappeared. And I'm totally fine with that. That was a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Well, there's a theory going around with her too that she's going to become somebody else.
We will get into that. You guys will give up your theories.
All I was saying is I didn't like how the camera went through the force field. They should have kept the camera on the outside. That way it would have made sense that she disappeared when the force field went through her. But instead the camera was on the inside and she disappeared. Like I said, doesn't mean anything. It's just a small nitpick, but that's attention to detail people like, myself have.
Go ahead, Chris. Say what you got to say.
All I gotta say is that I do admire LDG for sticking to his all-in statements, because much like my all-in statement about Tom Brady, if I'm wrong, he's gonna have to own it.
Oh, damn right he is.
Oh yeah,
damn
so
right.
there is that. But because he's already said off stream, I better be right, because if I'm not, I'm in trouble.
Yeah,
and he knows it.
He knows that.
He knows it.
He knows that. So what we'll do now is we'll get into our final thoughts. And like I said, I know these guys are going to have a pretty much discussion. We'll give our grades and everything. So I'm going to let Deej and Josh and LDG go last because these guys have the biggest theories, and that is how we will close out the show. But first off, we'll start off with Danny. So final thoughts, grades, and predictions, Danny.
I think the show is definitely going in the right direction. I did not know that the last two were going to be an hour, so I'm definitely hyped to see that. I think they're going to introduce Doom. That's one that makes sense to me. Also, I think that based on what what's the girl that disappeared? Darcy said that whenever she went in there, Darcy said that it's changing her blood and her DNA, whatever. I think that's probably going to start some kind of mutant thing. Maybe the first X-Men. I don't know. Then if what Bo's true about Charles coming there, then maybe he's sensing that he may come. If that's going to be Luke Skywalker moment, I don't know. But I definitely think that it's going in the right direction. This episode was man to me, so I'm going to give it a B. A B.
Okay. Good. Hey, from the first three to these ones, you've always gave it a positive review, so that's fine. Comments, what do you think?
Well, this is the rare occasion that I'm in alignment with Danny. I'm giving it a B as well. I mean, it was not a bad episode, but it wasn't great either. Like I said, I felt it was kind of mediocre. I definitely think that the big Luke Skywalker, bomb drop moment is going to be related somehow to the Fantastic Four. I mean, they've been hinting at the Fantastic Four throughout the entire season so far. So it has to be either Mr. Fantastic or Dr. Doom.
I think so too. I think it's going to be something like that. JJ.
Yeah, I echo the first two. I'll give it a B. Only because even though I really liked the episode, the pacing on it was a lot slower than the previous couple. Even though you got the kids and Quicksilver speeding around the whole place, the pacing was just a little slow, or if not a little off. And I'm thinking it's going to be one of the two also. Mr. Fantastic or Dr. Doom, but also, the big Luke Skywalker moment is not necessarily going to be at the end. I don't believe. I believe I'm still thinking Doctor Strange is going to show up, just because either him or Charles Xavier, because the power that they possess. But yeah. Overall, I give it a strong B.
Strong B. So it's 3 Bs. All right. Gashka.
I would give it an A minus. I think it was a great episode. The whole mutant, entering the whole mutants. I don't think it's going to be the hex that gives the mutant powers. I believe it's really the blip, when the snapping of the fingers that created, and the people that are coming back. That half of the population, whoever has that X chromosome, is going to be the ones that are going to mutate and become mutants, and their powers were shown from that. But I don't think the hex itself is going to be the only cause for the coming of mutants. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, and you gave it great. A minus.
Can I say something to what he said just now?
Yeah.
Only reason I kind of disagree, guys, because after the snap, nobody ever said anything about their DNA or chromosomes being altered. But Darcy civilly said when she went inside of that bubble, whatever, and that's when they noticed the difference in her DNA. So I'm thinking that is whoever's inside there, those 100 or so people. And I think now they got kids in there now. The last episode, if I remember correctly, then I think that might be what's going to trigger this in this reality.
But remember, that's the stones. The stones altered everything. The stones brought those people back. So it's, for me, it's the same magic that's there that did the snapping. So for me, in my opinion, I could be wrong too.
In the bubble. Yeah. So everybody in the bubble, according to what you said, was
if they have that gene, yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Positive candor. Final thoughts, grades, theories.
Okay. Yeah, the grade is B as well for me, because they have not reached the moment of blowing my mind yet. I think that's going to be in either episode 8 or 9. So I'll keep on giving it a B until then, basically.
Right.
As far as where it is going, like I said, I think they specifically, and Hayward specifically, dropped Nightmare by saying it's a nightmare. So Nightmare, I think they are going to bring into this. And like I said, he's going to be played by Mark Hamill if they do bring him in. So that would be definitely your Luke Skywalker moment, because
literally
played by the same damn actor, for crying out loud. But I also think Doctor Strange will be in this. Magneto, whichever one they want in there, whether it's Fassbender or McKellen, I think he's definitely coming in as well. Doctor Doom, or Reed Richards, or both. Like I said, the more you bring in, the more of a big Luke Skywalker moment you have in the first place. I say bring every damn person in there. And all these people within the bubble, that's where the mutants come from, basically. They're all, maybe not all of them, but whoever has that specific gene and whoever's activated, whatever, they're the ones that are going to be the mutants. All these people in the bubble. So that's how they're bringing the X-Men into this. And if you look specifically at so one shot in the episode where you're looking at Quicksilver, he has a tattoo on his shoulder, right? People are saying that it says "Mom" on there.
Yeah.
What's Mom? Multiverse of Madness.
Madness, yeah.
Do you know that's his real tattoo, though?
That's what
I know
they said,
it's a real tattoo for his mom, but people are saying that they specifically didn't cover it up for that reason. That's introducing the multiverse of madness as well. Those are. So I think they're going to have numerous cameos and whatever, and probably the last episode as well. They'll drop all kinds of, could throw Beast in there as well. You could throw all kinds of X-Men, all kinds of Avengers, whatever you want to call it, in the final episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Knight, what do you think?
Well, I'm kind of with positive on just, you can throw just about everybody in it, because I think it's going to be the beginning of the multiverse of madness. And actually, I saw something that made a lot of sense, that Wanda would be the key to that, is the fact that she is the first mom in the MCU, the MOM for multiverse of madness. So that's kind of maybe a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I mean, I don't think that she's in charge of everything, but I'm sorry, I don't see how she thinks that she did what she did, and she doesn't have any control. So I still think she has some control. I don't think she has all control. I believe that Agnes was very poignantly in that spot where we heard Wanda tell the kids, don't go past this point. And just a few minutes later, we see Wanda there.
You mean Agnes?
Agnes, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you. Agnes there. And I think that she was playing it up. Although it's interesting that it also seems to prove that Wanda has probably some bit of control over a lot of the people, because the farther out, or the harder for her to control, those people are doing next to nothing or nothing at all. They're just in one spot, like a snapshot. So I still think she has something to do with what's going on with people, but I do think that Agnes has a lot to do with it too. But the Fantastic Four thing, I think that's going to have something to do with it, but I also think the X-Men are going to have something to do with it. I think that
that's funny.
I think that I don't think it's the bubble that's going to cause the X-Men. I think the X-Men have been in this universe. They just haven't mentioned them because of the restraints that they were told they had. And now it's their time to kind of do maybe a flashback of where they were during this whole time. Or they're going to do something like where it goes back and it shows you they've been there. I think the point of putting Monica in those positions and having her actually change her cells is that this is going to be their first look at it happening as it happens. Now, I don't think she'll be necessarily a mutant, but it's going to be something that gives her powers. I've heard about Darcy turning into something else. It's kind of hinted at some of the promotional stuff. So that's interesting. We'll have to see where that goes. But I'm still of the mind there's at least 2 to 3 forces at work at one time. 1 or 2 of them are within the bubble. I think one of them is out of the bubble. And it would make sense that you bring Reed Richards into this. I've also heard that perhaps the engineer, which could be him, that would be interesting. The engineer that's made this vehicle we know we're going to see because it's been in the promotional stuff. It could be Reed Richard, or I've heard people say it's going to be Hank, whatever his name is, that's the Beast.
Hank McCoy.
Yeah. And so I still think right now this is your perfect opportunity for a 5-second introduction of look who's in this universe. We have the Fantastic Four now, and we have the X-Men, and we are now going to acknowledge we have them. I don't think they're going to make everything happen right here, right now. I just think that they're going to acknowledge they're there, and in the series and other stuff that they have throughout this, they're going to start building that backstory with either like oh shoot, now my brain just went frozen. It's fucking cold outside. With flashbacks and other things to explain where they were the whole time. And perhaps, because people who are mutants would definitely want to hide. And if, for instance, they establish Xavier's school, which if they're bringing Deadpool into this, and from everything I've heard, they're not changing what Deadpool is. Deadpool in both of his movies bring up the Xavier School for Gifted Children. So they obviously have to already exist. So I think they're just going to start backloading all these guys and where they were, what was going on. But I think throw it all in there.
Now, do you think that they'll have a quick cameo of Deadpool saying, "Hey, did you expect Luke Skywalker?" Something like that.
That'd be funny.
That would be funny.
That would be, right. Yeah. Like when like all of them come back and go like, "What? Did you think we meant one person, or were you looking for Luke Skywalker?" Something like that. Yeah. I mean, sure. But I think the Multiverse of Madness is going to open up during this, which is going to send rifts and all sorts of craziness happening in the other movies. Perhaps explaining why you might get the female Thor, perhaps, or the reason why maybe, it could explain a lot of what goes on. But definitely something's going to have to hint to a big baddie, and Doctor Doom would be the right one, and then introducing the Fantastic Four will help with that. So, I mean, at this point right now, I have no clue who they're going to throw at it, but why not throw everything in the kitchen sink at it? Because it'll be fun. Because if you're going to go crazy with the Multiverse of Madness, you might as well just start with who I think is going to be the cause of it. So there you go.
All right. I'm going to give my grade so that I can let these guys have the last 10 minutes of the show.
Wait. My grade.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
I'm going to go B with the others.
Okay.
I like the episode a lot. It's just there were lots of lulls and needless stuff in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an A. I thought the episode was pretty good. You know what I mean? Like I said, wasn't as good as the other ones for me, but I pretty much enjoyed it. I love the interaction with Agnes and Vision. I love the interaction with Pedro and Wanda. When she turns around and she sees him dead, that was a clear sign too that he's actually really dead, So I don't really know what's going on there. I'm still debating. I'm trying to figure it out. As again, I hope LDG is not fucking right. I really do. But
we're gonna have a whole show for that one.
Oh my god, it's gonna be horrible. So I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna let Deej give his grade. I'm gonna let you give your grade, and I'm gonna Josh give your grade, and then you guys can discuss your little theories before we close it out. So Deej, what's your grade?
Theories.
B.
Deej gives it a B. LDG.
I'm gonna go with the A- on this one.
Alrighty, and Josh.
B is perfect, man. B is really good.
Excellent. Now you guys have the floor. Go ahead.
All right, here I'm throwing this out. I think everybody's overreaching. You're not going to see Doom show up. You're not going to see Professor X. You're not going to see anyone. You'll probably get a name drop of Doom or Richards. I'm still leaning towards Doom. You'll get the name drop. You're not going to see the actual character at the end. Now, we know Marvel has a tendency to put little Easter egg beginnings in other movies. I think at the end of this series, you're going to see it is Doctor Strange and Fury that show up.
That's not a Luke Skywalker moment. I expect Doctor Strange to be
I don't think you're actually going to get a Luke Skywalker moment. I think they're doing that just to throw you off. They're not going to give you that.
They're going to get fucked on that one.
I think their big moment is Fury. They're thinking that. And I only say that because if you go to watch Spider-Man Far From Home, the seed was planted in that one when Peter asked Fury, which we found out later it wasn't actually Fury, but according to the universe, this is still Fury. Mm-hmm. He said at that time, Doctor Strange was busy dealing with something else, which is leading up to the multiverse of madness. I think that's where you're going to get Fury and Strange at the end of WandaVision, which leads right into the next Spider-Man movie, because that's going to deal with the multiverse, because you're going to have alternate villains from different universes and rumored alternate Spider-Man. That all also proves true with Spider-Man Far From Home when you finally seen a J. Jonah Jameson on screen played by the actual actor from the other Spider-Man movie. This is all leading up to a multiverse. That's how you're going to get your X-Men. You're just going to get some new mutants because of the blip and the hex combination that's going to change DNA there.
Excellent.
That doesn't make sense, though. Can I say something about that?
Yeah, it's you guys' time, man. You guys want to talk? Go right ahead.
I'm just going to say that the whole X-Men being made from this doesn't make sense because, again, everything they said about... Well, you said... Okay, so you're saying
other mutants can be created from this, but the actual X-Men are going to be brought in from a different universe.
Okay.
And it's all going to be caused from Wanda.
I just think
I don't think it'll be another universe, but I think they're there. I think they've acknowledged them in different ways, but okay.
I think that no matter how they introduce the mutants, it's going to be jarring. Just do it. Just get it over with. There's no correct way to do it. It's going to be like, just here they are. So no matter which way you do it.
I can agree with that.
I think Wanda's going to disappear after it. It's going to be the whole Shangri-La thing going on.
Well, what I'll say is
that's what's going to come into the whole House of M and Magneto and those mutants. She's going to grab a whole bunch of mutants and have her own reality going on.
Well, what I heard was that whole bubble is supposed to end up spreading around the globe. And if that happens, then that's how the mutants will come around. That's what I heard anyways. We'll see if that happens. I mean, I think there's a scene where it kind of looks like the bubble's extending, where you see the helicopter floating around it. And we already know that helicopter's on the outside, not on the inside, right? Because it would look different. So I think that bubble's going to extend the whole world. She's going to extend it around the whole world. It's going to be a big fight. And then that's how they're going to bring in the mutants. But that's my theory.
I think
it's possible. Go ahead, movie.
No, I think LDG. Do you think that, or anybody on the panel? First off, also I want to share credit because I said that thing about the stones in the wrong time. So if any of you guys have the same theory, I share it with you. Also, I think everybody in the town is dead, not just Yeah, without a doubt. Especially Herb, but I think everybody's dead. And I think that they were about to say it. Agnes stopped Herb from mentioning it or talking about it. But what else?
Wow.
Yeah, and I think Agnes it's definitely her. Like, she's behind it all. I think she's the best poker player in the world. And she faked that Vision, when Vision touched her, like, oh, what's going on? No, she knew what was going on. And she wants the stones. So I totally back my stones theory. I think that's going to help also bring the mutants in too, possibly. And I think that Mephisto, Nightmare, all these guys that you guys said could be in it, but they're just red herrings. And Agatha is just their pawns in her game, and she's going to wind up killing them when she's done with them. That's it.
Well, yes. I think you're right about her being the pawn. She's the one. She has worked with all of those people in the past in the comic books, and I know we're not dealing with the comic book accurate stuff here, but they do pull from the comic books a lot.
It's based, loosely based.
No, I didn't say she was the pawn. I said that she was using them as pawns. She's the real.
Oh, no. She's always been the one that they used. She always did stuff for them. She's done stuff for Nightmare. She's done stuff for Mephisto. While they may not be in there, I think that they might have the. I'm just saying
she's gonna turn on them though too, because she had a disdain for them. Like when she said, "Oh, you can kill my husband Ralph or whatever," and she's gonna wind up stabbing one of them, or not stabbing them, but doing whatever she does.
I still think it's many more people than just those two, though.
Well, it could be Nightmare.
Even at the point that Agnes looks at Wanda, and you know she's controlling Wanda somehow, because Wanda doesn't fly off the handle at her when she breaks character.
Yeah.
She is still, in some ways, orchestrating it for somebody else, I think, because when she's going and talking to the neighbors and stuff, she is telling them something that we don't know yet, and I don't think it's coming just from her. I think somebody's doing something with her and using her inside the bubble, because that's the way to control it. And then Wanda's controlling some of it too, because they want people to think she's in charge of it.
Also,
I think we have
she's trying to control something. I think, there's definitely multi-layer. I think Wanda is trying to control what she thinks she can, but she's in a game. Okay. And I mean, take it from the person who, when I saw that, when she blew Monica out the window, I don't even think that was her. I think that explains why she was like, what the hell, after she blew Monica. I think that was whoever is in charge saying you're trespassing. That was not Wanda saying that. That was Wanda was being taken over and saw an intruder to the bubble and blew Monica out. I think there's something huge going on here, and I think it has directly to do with that hex, and I think it has directly to do with the originator of the stones, the original person who created the stones, Nemesis. And if you guys know the story of Nemesis, there's a seventh stone called the Ego Stone. Okay. And when the stones are all brought together, it brings a force. It brings the person who could be the one we're all saying Mephisto could in fact be Nemesis, the original creator of the stones. And saying that, if you look at this, I want to thank Deej for bringing this up to me, because I went fast forward on this and did a lot of looking up on this, and it was another missing link, because if you look at the stones right now, what's with the hex, right? If you look at this right here, okay, look at this. It's a hex with one in the center. Now, if you take the stones, you don't have this, but if you take the Ego Stone, you have it. You have the completed picture, and the Ego Stone mixed with the 6 stones brings the Ego Stone is the essence of Nemesis herself, the creator of the stones and the creator of the multiverse. She created everything, every dimension, you name it. She's in charge. Now, I still think that. And another thing, she was born out of utter loneliness and despair. Sound familiar? That's what Wanda was going through before all this happened. And I think that this whole thing is trying to destroy Wanda, to dig her deeper into despair so that she could become the vessel for Nemesis, mixing that with the stones. Now, I think maybe Mephisto might still be part of it. Like I said, I think there's something brewing, and two people see it's happening, and they're both trying to nudge it left or right. And I think that's Agatha, and I think that's Mephisto. Okay, I still think Agatha's controlling everybody in the city. Okay, it doesn't make sense why Wanda would tell her kids not to go past a road where people were already frozen before the road. That doesn't make sense whatsoever. Every time Vision, let me spill this out and I'll shut up. Every time why was Vision always in the perfect spot when Agatha was trying to give him a hint? He was standing there with the two people rewinding. He was right there in front of them. Really? He just happened to be right in front of two people rewinding. And then what also, not only did he show the rewinding, but they showed the tear because Agatha's trying to still brainwash Vision is saying something's funny and we're being forced against our will. Just like she did it with the guy that when he mind wiped the guy and says she's in my head. Even when she played along that whole time. She is not under control. She is a free soul in the city. And then when Vision like thought he took her out, she was playing that whole scene. And what did she do? She also reinforced the fact that Wanda doesn't let us. It's amazing how the guy said she, but she said Wanda. Wanda's not letting us think that, but pointing him in the right direction in order. Because I think, and that's another thing too. The fact that they could see inside the bubble. You can't see inside the bubble. It's a different dimension. There is nothing you can do to see in that bubble. She let them see inside that bubble. Why? Because Hayward has something to do with it. Maybe he's Mephisto or something, and she was trying to get him. That was a trap laid for him because he was doing what? He was tracking Vision. Vision was coming to the wall. Where was he? Right there. He's the one who left what's her name to be encompassed by the whatchamacallit. And Agatha knew that she was going to expand the bubble now that Wanda has control of the bubble. She knew she was going to expand the bubble, and that was an attempt to get him because he can't come inside. He has to stay outside the bubble. Mephisto, the Hayward, he can't come inside. Yeah. Right. Agatha was trying to get him. That was the whole point of letting them see inside, catching Vision, coming close to the wall, and then pissing off freaking Wanda with your brother can't, your husband can't die twice, and causing her to expand that bubble super fast and hard to try to get Hayward. He made it out by the skin of his ass. Okay, everybody else, the skin of his ass got away, and now we're left at where we are now. I seriously think this might have to do with the Ego Stone and the multiverse because it makes sense.
LDG, you and I are on the same page on a lot of that, so I am Team LDG right now.
Me too. Me too, man.
Because that's exactly where I'm going with this stuff. Because everything he just said, I'm sitting there, yep. Now the Ego Stone, I didn't think about that, but now that he puts it, I'm sitting there going like, man, you know what? That adds up.
I don't think Hayward's Mephisto, though. I think he's just a normal dude that's an asshole.
Wow, man.
I think you might be.
That's what I thought at first too.
And
but you know who planted the seed was him. He's the one who planted the seed comic. He was the one when he told me about the damn pictures on the wall. I'm like, it doesn't make sense. I'm like, because I thought he was just an asshole too, right? Alonzo, did I not just say you were like, oh, maybe he's Mephisto? I'm like, nah, he's just some asshole. But then it's coming together, and it's like, oh my god, I'm seeing something here.
Everything at Sword, he has changed. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna say everything at Sword, Hayward has changed for a reason. So yeah, no, I'm on board with that. Okay,
no problem. And like I said, I do not want to agree with LDG. I really do not, and I'm not going to agree with LDG until the shit is in my face. So I still have this hope that he is wrong because we won't hear the end of it. But like I said, it's been an hour and 34 minutes, guys, and me and Danny got to get to another stream. So we're going to close it up. I do appreciate everybody that came and hung out with us and everybody in the chat. Danny, tell the people about your channel one last time, sir.
Danny Graham, comment chat. Tomorrow we'll be doing Chaos Conversation, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The top 5 halftime Super Bowl performances. We'll be ranking that. So if you get an opportunity, please join us. Tuesday we'll be on Anzo's show's Chaos List. And Wednesday at 7 we'll be on Chris Show, the Rule of 3 with a little Tabasco on the side. So please join us if you can next Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Catch our sports show, Square One. Good night, fellas. Thanks for the invite.
No problem. Comic, you are up.
What exactly is a Basco scenario? It makes you wonder. Anyway, everyone on Comics Division, you can follow me on Minds and Twitter at Comics Division, along with my YouTube channel, which is Comics Division, obviously. And I do a live stream every Monday and Thursday.
Excellent.
That's all I got.
And guys, if you're not subbed to comics, check him out, man. He has some great shows on Mondays and Thursdays, man. Really good shows.
Thank
JJ,
you,
no problem. JJ, you are up.
All right, guys. Wow.
Hey, Anzo,
one word in front of the other.
You gonna jump off?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go next, Chris, if you're gonna jump off.
Well, I just Real Review 3000 Chaos Central. Check it out, guys. Thank you very much for having me on. Sorry I was so late. Yeah, well, we'll talk. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Later, guys.
Peace.
Have a great night, guys.
Later, Chris.
JJ.
Yeah, you know I am. I'm your boy JJ. You can find me a little bit everywhere. Do me all a favor, everyone. Check these guys out. Like, share, subscribe to them. Ring the bell for them. Got to get the word out. Got to support one another. Had a great time tonight, guys. Great to see everyone again. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Always great to have you guys here. Deej.
I'm just the Deej. I'm the weirdo with the pink bunny outfit. And we do the random things, and we got the big Doctor Who debate coming up next Sunday afternoon. And Agatha works for Strange. End of story.
Glad you can make it there, DJ, man. We'll definitely have a link for you for next week as well. Positive Candor. Not there. Gaishka.
Basco Scenario for my gaming clips, and you can find me on the Chaos Central as well as Bigger Ford Entertainment.
Excellent. Movie, you are up, and I'll have another link for you next week as well. So tell the people
Awesome,
the
man.
channel.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Movie Aficionados on Facebook and YouTube. Check out all these guys' channels, and I love being on the show, and I'm excited for this new episode. Hopefully one of us is right. We're probably all wrong, though. I love you, 3000.
I hope you guys are wrong. And last but not least, Mr. LDG.
What's going on, guys? LDG Pixels here for all your computer needs, questions, help. Need a tune-up? Hit me up, guys. I'm here for the community. And on Geeks Enjoy Nerdotica, where I host The Waiting Room, the place to find out who's streaming. When you go to the YouTube bell and ask, did you find anything yet? And it responds, we ain't found shit. I'm the place that supports those channels, man. Let you know who's streaming, who streamed, who uploaded, and who's going to stream. Come check us out, guys. Open panels, open topics, and free the net. Project Prometheus. It's time we have a true public forum where we control our digital footprint and have power over what you want to see, hear, think, say, and do online. Thank you very much. Awesome panel, guys. And I can't wait for the next episode. By the way, check it out. I do WandaVision reactions when it drops and watch parties the next day. Thank you very much, guys.
Excellent. Glad you guys can make it. Like I said, channel here is Bigger Ford Entertainment. The next up will be Danny's show. So you guys check that out on Monday. On Monday. I do appreciate
it's on your
everybody.
mind.
Yeah, always money, bro.
money.
I do appreciate all you guys coming in, man. We're going to close it up. Peace, love, and respect, guys.
We are an unusual couple,
Oh, I don't think that was ever in question.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. And like that,